my channel. Today I decided to do a moving abroad tag. I moved abroad a few weeks ago, and at the time before I was moving abroad it was really not easy to find YouTube videos that would actually describe the experience about the country that I was moving to, or actually in general as well. So I decided to share my experience with you. So let's get started. The question number one is, what is your name? My name is Andrea and nice to meet you. Which country do you live in? I live in Sweden at the moment, a Scandinavian country and a very, very cold country. Do you live alone or with your family? I live alone in a student apartment, which tour you can actually see on the link right here in the corner. I moved here alone and my family stayed back in Croatia. How long have you lived here? It's been, I think, 7 weeks now. It's really not a long time. I'm still very new here and everything is new to me. But I will be here for at least 2 more years, so we will see how it will be then. Have you ever lived in another country? I have never actually lived in another country. I stayed for a month, a little bit more than a month, in Italy 3 years ago, I think. Yes, 3 years ago. But that's basically it. I never lived for some longer time in another country. How old are you? I just turned 23. How did you decide to move abroad? I actually always felt like I want to move abroad. It just felt like it was something that I should do and something that I'm supposed to do and something that would make me happy. And to move to Sweden, I actually had 2 different reasons, or not even different. Well, the first one was that I really wanted to study abroad, and Sweden had the master program that I really wanted to attend. And reason number 2 is my boyfriend is a Swede. So it was kind of a perfect moment. I finished my bachelor. I was searching for a master program. Sweden had it in an English language. My boyfriend is here, actually pretty close to this city where I am right now. So it was a perfect combination and it makes me really happy. Was it hard to get a residence permit or a visa? I didn't really need any residence permit because I'm from European Union. So the moment I was enrolled, that kind of meant that I have a residence permit. What was the worst experience you've ever had here? There were not really a lot of bad experiences here. Sweden has a very nice culture and people are really nice here. Everything is kind of organized and very well structured. But there was one time when I was taking the train from Copenhagen to the southern part of Sweden and I bought the wrong ticket, or I actually had to go to the place that was a little bit further than the stop that I had on my ticket, and I stayed in the train thinking that it will be okay and I can just pay a little bit more or I can just buy another ticket on the train. But no, they literally kicked me out together with my suitcase in the middle of Sweden. I had no idea where I was because that was my 3rd time in Sweden. I didn't speak any Swedish. They didn't believe me even though I showed my ID. It was just a mess. It was horrible. I think it's hilarious now, but it was definitely not funny when I got out of the train and I was like, okay. It was really not nice. Tell us about a tourist attraction, sightseeing place you like and talk a little bit about it. In the past 1.5 years, I've been to a few places here in Sweden, and one of the most amazing ones was definitely the capital, Stockholm. I was there in January this year. It was really amazing, and the place that you really have to see if you're going there is Vasa Museum. It's a museum where there's a huge sank ship in its original form. it is really, really incredible. It's really worth of spending, I don't know, an hour or two there. And I also have to mention Swedish nature in general. It is so beautiful, especially if you have a chance to go and spend some time at the lake and maybe watch the sunset. Sunsets are amazing here in Sweden. So those are probably the places I would point out. What are your plans for the future? Do you want to live here forever? I can definitely imagine myself living here, but I cannot say that it will be like that. I really have no idea. I will stay here for 2 years and then I will see. If I would get a job here, then I would probably like to stay here, but it's really not mandatory to stay here forever. I really, at the moment, am open-minded about my future. What's something you use every day where you live that you think your home country should also have? Something that I use here every day and that every building, basically every building has, is that part that you press and the door opens for you, which I think it's really cool. And I would really like my country to have that. Do you speak the local language? Do you think it's important to learn it? I don't actually speak the local language. I'm in the process of learning it. I really think it's important. It's especially if you are here like I am for 2 years, that is really some time. And it's nice to know at least some basic stuff. For example, if you go to the restaurant or if you go to the store or the post office, you can really feel the difference. It's kind of, the communication gets on another level. I think it's nice, and I really think that it's nice to know a language of the country you're moving in. Maybe not completely, maybe you will not be fluent, but at least some things to show an effort, or, you know, to kind of try to fit in, even though everyone speaks English here, but it's still nice to know it. Do you miss your family? Do you get homesick? I really miss my family and my friends so incredibly much. It's really crazy. This is the first time I moved abroad, that I actually moved out of the country. I moved out of the house 4 years ago. I've been living in another city, but it's not the same. Then I had 1 hour to get back home, and now it's really different. I really miss everyone. I can't wait for Christmas to see all of you there. Hey, hello to my Croatian friends and my family. I love you and I really, really miss you. There are a few tips that I would give to someone who is moving to Sweden or wants to move to Sweden. It really depends on why are you moving to Sweden, but if you are going to be a student here, as I am, I would first definitely recommend you to start searching for the accommodation very early. I did it like 4 months before I moved here. It's really important, and also accommodation here usually comes unfurnished. So it's good to think about where would you buy your furniture and how would you actually transport it. Bring thick clothes. You will really need it. Even though you think, I don't know, oh no, this is too much of thick clothes that I took. No, it's never too much. It gets really, really cold and windy here. And when I say it, I really mean it. One more thing to say. It would be okay if you would compare the prices in your home country and here in Sweden, because for me, for example, it's very expensive here. There is a very, very big difference. Maybe it will be cheaper for you. I don't know. If it would be, good for you. So that would be it for today's video. I hope that you liked it, and if you have any questions regarding moving to Sweden, moving abroad in general, studying in Sweden, or the application process, for example, just feel free to leave the comment. And also click thumbs up if you liked the video, and if you would like to see more, then subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. Bye!